Welcome, students! Today we will embark on our introductory lesson on Beatrice Garland's poem, Kamikaze. We'll begin by exploring the themes of memory, shame, and the complexities of personal and cultural identity, as recounted through the story of a kamikaze pilot during World War II. We'll delve into the social and historical context of Japan's use of kamikaze pilots, understanding the cultural significance and the stark repercussions for those who deviated from their missions. We'll also examine the poem's free verse form and its status as a narrative poem. Let's begin! The relevant themes for this poem are memory and loss and heritage and identity. The poem reflects these by portraying a pilot's decision to turn back from a suicide mission and the resulting estrangement from his family. Now let's have a look at two lines that are a bit more difficult to understand in this poem. Firstly, let's look at the line, full of powerful incantations. An incantation is a series of words said as a magic spell or charm, often believed to have a powerful or supernatural effect. This line refers to the intense and persuasive indoctrination the kamikaze pilots received by the Japanese military and government before their missions. These incantations symbolize the cultural and ideological pressures that glorified the act of self-sacrifice for one's country. They serve to embolden the pilot with a sense of duty and honor, reinforcing his commitment to the fatal mission. Secondly, arcing in swaths refers to the movement of fish in the sea. Arcing means moving in a curved or bow-shaped trajectory, creating sweeping curved patterns. This imagery evokes a sense of natural beauty and fluidity, contrasting with the rigid and deadly mission of the pilot. This choice of language further highlights the richness of life and nature that the pilot is leaving behind, underscoring the emotional and moral weight of his journey. Finally, built cairns of pearl grey pebbles and inrush of breakers refer to the process of building towers of pebbles on the beach and seeing which can withstand the waves for the longest. Great! Now we've understood these tricky lines, let's move on to summarize what is going on here. So what is Kamikaze about? The poem tells the story through the eyes of a kamikaze pilot's daughter or granddaughter, recounting her father or grandfather's experiences during World War II. The pilot was sent on a suicide mission to attack enemy targets, but made the unexpected decision to turn back and return home. This choice had significant consequence, both for the pilot and his family. The poem explores the deep loss of honor and connection to cultural heritage that the pilot experiences, as well as the impact of this choice on his identity and the collective memory of his family. Now, let's consider some important context for Kamikaze by Beatrice Garland. The poem is set during World War II, focusing on Japan's use of kamikaze pilots in the later stages of the war. Kamikaze pilots were Japanese aviators who undertook suicide missions, crashing their planes into enemy targets, mainly the naval vessels of the Allies. The strategy of using kamikaze pilots came about as Japan faced increasing military setbacks and sought desperate measures to defend its territory and delay the advances of the Allied forces. These pilots were seen as embodying the ideals of Bushido, which is often translated as the way of the warrior. Bushido emphasized honor, bravery, and self-sacrifice for the greater good of the nation. If a pilot refused the mission, it would bring deep shame not only upon themselves, but also upon their family. This act would have been seen as cowardly and disloyal to their country. The poem explores the intense pressure and cultural expectations that surrounded these young men, providing a poignant look into a dark chapter of history. Kamikaze is made up of 7 6-line stanzas called sestets. This structured format of the stanzas contrasts with the lack of rhyme, creating a balance between order and freedom. The absence of rhyme may reflect the pilot's inner conflict and the disruption he feels inside. It also symbolizes how traditional expectations and norms are breaking down because of his moral and personal dilemmas. Despite the poem's use of free verse, the consistent stanza length helps to guide the reader and keep the narrative coherent, allowing the story to flow naturally while still providing a rhythmic structure. Kamikaze takes the form of a narrative poem, weaving a story through its verses. This narrative form is essential as it allows the poet to unfold the tale of a kamikaze pilot who turns back from his mission and the subsequent reactions of his family and community. The poem has 7 stanzas, with each contributing to the progression of the story, capturing the pilot's memories, his decision to return, and the societal and familial consequences he faces. The use of a third-person perspective interwoven with direct speech also reveals the thoughts of the pilot's daughter. Each of these enriches the narrative, providing multiple viewpoints and emotional layers. This form effectively communicates the tension between individual choice and societal expectations, illustrating the complex interplay of honor, shame, and human connection. The narrative structure underscores Garland's intention to explore these themes in depth, allowing the reader to engage with the story on an intimate level. That's all for today. In this lesson, we explored Beatrice Garland's poem Kamikaze. We delved into the themes of memory, shame, and cultural identity, understanding the pilot's story and its impact on his family and community. We also looked at the historical context of Japan's kamikaze pilots during World War II and the cultural significance of their missions, alongside the fact that refusing a mission was viewed as cowardly. Lastly, we discussed the poem's free verse form and its narrative form, which allows multiple viewpoints to be expressed. Great work, everyone! Next time, we'll analyze the language and imagery used in Kamikaze. See you then! Watch the rest of the GCSE English Literature course at Sophos Education.